Once Human RaidZone has arrived in early access. RaidZone is a hardcore PvP spin-off that pushes a high-risk, high-reward survival gameplay. Down to the core mechanics, this mode is drastically different from the normal Once Human experience. Please understand that as this is an early access mode, the devs are still in the process of ironing out the fine details and certain mechanics based on player feedback. So, if anything changes, either myself or other viewers will let you know in the comments. RaidZone is a true survival PvP experience where there are no safe zones. Nothing from the other modes carries into this mode except for cosmetics. You will spawn in with nothing and need to gather resources to advance your character's gear and create a base of operations. When defeated, you drop everything, with some minor exceptions. The core gameplay revolves around looting and fighting over realm energy that you feed to a baby mother of life, which then allows you to call in the Manibus to blow up parts of the world, including your enemies. You can still build a pickaxe at your camp or supplies bench to gather ores and trees if you want. However, the roads are now littered with cars and storage crates that provide tools, basic loot, and memory chips. Memory chips are this mode's primary currency. They can be used in crafting, purchasing items from friendly NPC shops, and they are also used to unlock your memetic skill tree. This replaces the normal Once Human leveling system with a requirement to loot. To protect yourself, you'll want to place a territory. Be careful though, when you place your territory here, it is permanent. You cannot relocate it unless it's destroyed by other players. You'll want to pick a good location for your first territory and make sure your terminal is protected inside. If your terminal is destroyed, your entire base becomes unclaimed and free to be pillaged while also freeing up your ability to place a terminal elsewhere. However, in the memetic skill tree, you can also learn to build an additional 2 territories for a total of 3. Some players will use these 3 bases placed around the map strategically, others may use them all in one location to bolster their stronghold's buildable area. RaidZone's building materials are slightly more streamlined than the base game. You only have wood, stone, copper, steel, and tungsten. But there is now 4 tiers of structure strength: wood, stone, concrete, and alloy, each having different costs and protection from explosives that we will go over later. The building has a few key differences from the normal game. When relocating structures, they will now take damage. Demolishing also now takes time to do instead of being instant. So with all of this, you will need to plan your building strategy or suffer repair bills and a lot of loss of time. Additionally, your territory now has an upkeep. Depending on the type of buildings you have, each day you will have to provide materials to your terminal to keep up a sturdy buff. This prevents your buildings from decaying slowly and taking extra damage from enemy players. RaidZone also has new building components like high walls, gates, and alarm traps to help you in building a defendable base. After getting a base solidified, you'll need to go to settlements around the map for better loot. Unlike regular Once Human though, you cannot teleport in this mode, and you can't just build a garage, make a vehicle, and summon it. In RaidZone, you will find damaged vehicles in set spawn locations. You can repair 2-wheeled vehicles with the 2-wheeler vehicle repair tool, which is very commonly found in storage crates and car trunks. Once repaired, the vehicle becomes a permanent object in the world, and you can drive it around. Then you'll need to bring it back to your base and spend some resources to lock the vehicle to you. This prevents it from despawning, as well as having others being able to steal it from you. There is also a universal repair tool that you can craft or loot that can repair any vehicle, including the cars and jeeps. As a note, vehicle repair tools appear to be one of the few things that you do not drop when you're defeated. Now let's move on to advanced looting. The main gameplay loop of RaidZone will have you looting storage and weapon crates for various materials, gear, deviations, and even full building components that you can just place down into your base. You'll have a chance to receive a basic realm crate access card. These are used to open the unique realm crates found on the map that have much better loot. Each crate has a colored tier and has a chance to drop an access card for the next tier. Basic cards can be used to open green crates. These have a chance to give you an intermediate card that can be used on the blue crates, which then have a chance to give an advanced card that can be used on the red crates. Each crate tier has a varying respawn timer and more lucrative loot. From the information that I have gathered, which is subject to change due to the early access, the green crates are 20-minute respawners, blue are 1 hour, and the red crates are every 6 hours at these specific times, but they seem to have a scattered spawn. There's usually 2 sets of 2 red crates that will spawn around 15 minutes apart. The loot from realm crates is extremely good and worth fighting over. Blue crates can often give blue and purple gear, explosives, auto turret components, and other goodies. Red crates, on the other hand, are almost guaranteed to have a lot of good things, including named purple or sometimes even legendary gear that are enhanced versions of the craftable weapons with unique effects. Additionally, red crates are the first way to get realm fragments, which are vital to the late game, explained later. The highest tier of looting comes from aerial drops. These appear 4 times a day, falling from the sky randomly around the map. They have a 10-minute timer as they fall, which allows players to get to them and then fight. These act exactly like the Chaos Cortexes from the Evolution's Call scenario for how they appear, including a bug where if they hit a mountain, it will appear to have gone through. This is just a client-side issue, so logging out and back in will make it appear in the correct spot. Just be sure to log out in a safe spot, as your character stays in the game and sits down, free to be taken out, like my friend Lucky here, who helped me demonstrate this. The loot from these airdrops is even better than red crates, so make sure your gear and items are prepared to fight. RaidZone's gear and usable items are fairly different from the regular game. Keyword effects have been removed, and most armor sets are completely different. Your base health is only 100, and armor now adds maximum force value. This is shielding for an additional health pool and is healed with energy packs versus health being healed with bandages and large activators. So when defenses aren't enough, we go with offense. Weapons have been balanced around the low HP values, with damage increasing only slightly at higher tiers. To craft most weapons, you will require a specific frame, like the pistol body, SMG body, rifle body, or sniper body, which can all be found when looting. The main reason to upgrade though is for better accuracy, to have less bullet spread, and stability for less recoil. Higher tiers of weapons allow for additional accessory slots to boost and change these values. You can unlock the accessories through the memetics menu with memory chips and then equip them in the gear menu. Even the ammunition types in this mode affect these stats instead of increasing damage. When guns aren't enough firepower, you'll want to check out the new and improved RaidZone Deviations. They may look the same as the other modes, but they have completely different abilities with cooldowns. The Butterfly's basic ability launches a homing barrage that seeks out nearby targets. Its ultimate pings enemies within range with a mark. In some instances, it seems to work through walls and other times it wouldn't, possibly something to do with initial line of sight. The Festering Gel's basic ability envelops the player in sticky goo, giving them a temporary shield boost. You can use this to recover shields, or get an overshield as you enter a fight. The gel's ultimate turns him into an upgraded version of his normal construct ability. Now with 2 high wall points, and he still heals you like in the normal game. The Polar Jelly's basic ability allows you to toss an ice grenade projectile that deals damage and slows the target, whereas its ultimate allows you to summon it to create a large area of ice mist like a smokescreen. However, it also drastically reduces the temperature, risking players inside to freeze. The Pyro Dino's basic ability allows it to fly forward, leaving a path of flames. If it collides with an enemy, it does additional damage and stops. Pyro's ultimate allows you to call him out to aid you in battle. Pressing the button again allows you to use him as a mortar cannon to launch fireballs. Mr. Wish's basic ability allows you to empower your gun. This makes each shot use twice as much ammo per shot to deal about 15% more damage. His ultimate has him appear and borrow whichever weapon you have that isn't currently in your hand. He will target nearby enemies and shoot at them directly. Sadly though, his AI isn't the greatest and usually he just shoots at a wall between him and the enemy. The Invincible Sun's basic ability gives you a flame slash that deals damage and knocks back enemies. Its ultimate calls out the Deviation, where it then rains meteors down from the sky, targeting nearby enemies in particular. The Zapcam's basic ability does a frontal AoE attack that also marks enemies to take additional damage. Its ultimate has it attached to your back, changing the screen to a gray filter and highlighting enemies in range in red. Due to the way this filter works, I actually found that enemies in the open were harder to see, but you could also see enemies behind walls very clearly, which is extremely powerful. The Zeno-purifier's basic ability is the Arrow Leap Dash from the regular game, but it can also store up to 2 charges. The ultimate allows you to summon him to fight alongside you, where he will teleport around to attack enemies. Unfortunately, you do not gain the melee teleport ability from the other game modes. The Mini Wonder's basic ability causes bullets to curve away from you as long as it is active. The ultimate throws the Mini Wonder to create a black hole sucking in enemies. Now that we understand to gear up from either crafting or looting, it's time for raiding other players. Your territory is protected from player attacks for half of the day. The other half, the protection is removed and players can raid each other. But as of the recording of this video, the North American servers are experiencing an issue where the raid period is only for 5 hours. This is between 3 PM Eastern and 8 PM Eastern, instead of the full advertised 12-hour period in the user interface and being confirmed in the other regions. To raid other players, other than obviously defeating them in combat, you will need to use explosives to destroy their structures. Each tier of structure takes differing damage from each type of explosive. The damage shown here is subjective, because I found out that numbers may not match the actual damage being dealt, but they are somewhat close and may end up changing after player feedback anyway, so what can be damaged by each explosive is the most important information. Molotovs are ineffective against stone and higher, but obliterate wood tier structures. Shrapnel grenades are ineffective against concrete and alloy. Regular grenades and the grenade launcher are effective on all structures except alloy. Regular ammunition is capable of damaging stone and wood. Explosive ammunition for medium caliber and sniper weapons does minor damage to all structures. Blue C4 does medium damage to all structures. The rocket launcher is the second most effective against all structures. And purple C4 is the absolute most effective, however, to craft them you require volatile explosives, a key component that is only acquired from blue and red realm crates as well as aerial drops. Deviations are not capable of damaging structures. One thing to note is that you can use your melee attack to damage storage crates and even the enemy base terminal to save explosives. Once the terminal is destroyed, the territory becomes unclaimed. It loses the sturdy defense buff, and you can even just open their boxes without destroying them. After the buildings are unclaimed, you can also place a terminal if you have a slot available, and it will claim all of the buildings in the area. This can be useful if your terminal is destroyed and the attackers leave, allowing you to reclaim what's left and rebuild. Also, base defenses are very powerful due to the low amount of health that players have. However, as of this recording, they are all capable of being destroyed by Molotovs, even the high-end auto rifles, so it's best to strategically place them understanding how brittle they can be. There is one final offensive raid option, the Manibus, commonly referred by players as the nuke. At the start of the mode, you are given a baby mother of life. Without getting into story specifics, you can feed her realm energy by giving her fragments found in red crates and aerial loot. She has 3 levels of power. You need a minimum of 100 realm energy for the first level, after which you'll build a Manibus beacon near enemy territories and activate it, consuming the realm energy. Then, you must protect the beacon for 15 minutes. The Manibus will descend at the end of the timer and create a marvelous explosion. The damage and radius is based on the amount of realm energy, but generally enemy terminals are destroyed and extreme damage is done to all of the structures. On top of that, the entire area becomes a pollution zone, quickly draining sanity for all of those that are inside. You can combat the sanity loss by drinking ale, and then go in to finish the raid and collect your loot. The pollution zone is now a permanent scar on the world, and also has the chance to spawn unique ores that can be mined with an advanced drill to get realm crystals. These are worth 10 realm energy when fed to your baby mother of life. Advanced drills are not craftable in this mode and are instead loot only. Each time a Manibus nuke is used, the realm will be pushed towards ultimate destruction. Literally, the server will actually go to the settlement phase and end early if you nuke the map enough times. A cutscene even plays and then a countdown timer starts saying, the world is ending. So as a recap, the gameplay loop is to open storage crates to get keys, to open green crates, then blue, then red, build up your base and gear, then raid others until you all start nuking each other and end the world. I hope this guide has helped you understand how RaidZone works. If it did, make sure to share it with your friends to help them too. There will be another video recommended on the left, and my entire guides playlist on the right.